Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. I am Brogan and I am with Mike.
Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. It is September. Is it September the 14th today?
I don't know.
Look.
14th, yes.
September the 14th. It's 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the UK. I am Mike and I am with Hollywood, aka Brogan. Today we have our hybrid show where we do a bit of a deep dive into a couple of projects and then we look at some of the headline news. Today we're going to look at Vitalik. We're going to look at somebody called Soldier Boy, which I'm hoping Brogan is going to explain to me who that is because I have absolutely no idea. And then we have another article. What's the other article about? It's on the menu.
It slipped my mind. I don't know.
The menu.
The menu's not on right now. I've got the double take.
Love of God.
Triple time.
So we also have 3 tokens that we're going to look at. We're going to look at Thor chain, we're going to look at Render, and we're going to look at Arweave. When I say we, I mean Hollywood over the corner. So if you are new here, 2 things you can do to help us out. Make sure you give us a follow. Wherever you are, whatever you're watching us on, make sure subscribe or follow, whatever it is. Second thing is, hit the like button, the love hearts, whatever you've got in front of you, smash that and let us know.
Every button but the leave button.
Precisely. Every button but the leave button. Now, before we get onto any of that, Brogan is going to take a quick look at the markets. We've had a minor move up on Bitcoin. Nothing too serious. But Brogan will have a look at the markets now and let us know what's going on.
Well, hopefully Marlene is here. As you might notice below Mike's name, there might be a change of nameage. Just for you, Marlene. Just for you. I did that specially. I promised that yesterday, and I lived up to it.
Why does it say Mr. Naughty?
Because Marlene says make his name Naughty or something, so I've called you Mr. Naughty.
What did I? The thing is,
I don't know what you did.
She called me. She called me naughty on last night's stream. I've got no idea what I did, Marlene.
I don't know. But anyway,
unless it was picking on Adil, would be because I was picking on Adil last night. But anyway, we're going to get on. We're going to have a quick look at the markets, and we're going to find out where we are, what the gainers and losers are.
Yes.
Are we not?
Before that, I need to zoom out because
I'll do the menu update things and all that kind of business.
Oh, I've clicked.
As always.
Button bags. Well, yeah. I do want to get a soundboard at some point. Obviously, we can get like an iPad or something. But I feel like,
soundboard would be nice.
Spruce it all up.
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, yeah. Markets. How are we doing?
Dominance 49.1%.
That's not changed, has it?
No. 18.6%, 0.3% down for the Ethereum.
Okay.
$29.09 billion off of the 24-hour volume.
Nothing. No volume.
$1.04 trillion.
Hasn't changed.
I can't.
It was 1.04, 1.05.
Yeah, it wouldn't have changed very much.
Hasn't really changed.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the fun part.
We're looking at 24 hours gainers.
Yes,
24-hour gainers losers.
Oh, it's something we should look at. Have you already looked at Hedera?
We've not looked at Hedera. We could look at Hedera on Saturday.
Right, we'll look at that next thing. 4chain, we're looking at that today.
Yep.
Apecoin, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Some pretty heavy hitters.
Can you read some out? Because I can't see anything.
I know. I was just scrolling through. I'm gonna read them out now. Okay, so 8.3% for the Hedera. Very
decent.
Proper movement. Thor chain 6.73%. It's a very interesting chart that.
Yeah.
So we can get into that.
Is that the first one we're looking at after the markets?
Yes. We're doing Thor chain, then reflex or reflex.
Render.
Render. That's one. I forgot the name of it. And then Arweave.
Yeah. Okay.
I do want to look at the 30-day though, because this one is really fun. 32% for the Ton coin. 4chain again. 18.3%. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Some.
I don't remember seeing many losers this morning when we were having a quick look pre-stream.
No, 8% for the compound. That's a shame. No, really.
That's no losers.
Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton.
6%. A-Star 6% as well.
There's just the thing is, there are times in crypto, people seem to think crypto is full of dynamic, massive candles up and down. Some days we just have days like this where there's no real movement, is there? No real movement. So let's get on then and have a look at the first token. So let me just explain how this works. So this is the hybrid show, which means that rather than just reading the news out about an article about a project, we have a news article and then we look at the TA associated with that project. We do this probably 3 or 4 times a week because lots of people that you see that do TA, they don't explain what the coin is about. So you have people who are new to crypto who have no idea what Thor chain is or Arweave or Render. So what Brogan is going to do, he's going to explain what the coin is and then he's going to look at the TA associated with it to explain why. I mean, we have a rule, don't we? Is this project going to be here in 5 years' time? That's the line that we go off. If we think the project is going to be a success, Brogan will review it. So, should we look at Thor chain first?
All right, yeah. I mean, for the article wise, there's a scene on the things. It's just you on your phone and it's frozen, and it made me laugh. The articles, yeah. I've got articles up, but it's more so of a thing where I wanted something which kind of gave a paragraph of what the project was. So it's not like it's made some big headline news or anything. It's just kind of to give a general idea of what the project is about. So I'll scroll down to what they say. There it is explained. And then I'll get that up a second actually.
I'm just dropping a box. I am paying attention.
All right.
So am I allowed to ask questions as you go through this?
Yeah, you can.
Or do you want me to just let you get to the end?
I'll just read what they have for explained. 'Cause I think it's pretty concise. Then we'll get on to any question or anything. Thor chain is a decentralized liquidity exchange. In other words, it allows people to create liquidity pools for decentralized exchanges. This means that people can list tokens on DEXs which are not on the platform's native blockchain. Thor chain, which was founded by 2019 by a group of anonymous developers, aims to make it easier for DEXs to offer a wider range of coins and tokens to their customers. Their system is powered by Runecoin. So I found this very interesting. My phone keeps on going off even though I've made it not go off. I found this very interesting because it sounded like, and what it says here, you create liquidity pools with tokens which are not necessarily on the same network as each other, which means you can allow for a wider range. Obviously, it stretches it thinner in a way if you have a wider range of liquidity pools.
Yeah,
with
you mean.
Different random tokens, but it does allow for more accessibility or more usability in terms of liquidity pools on a single platform, on anywhere else, mainly on this on exchanges, central exchanges, that you can have any tokens on any liquidity pool using this chain.
I'll tell you something really similar to what you've just described. Charles Hoskinson was talking about 6 months ago about allowing blockchains to secure and validate other blockchains. And he used Solana as an example.
Right.
What he said was you could use the Cardano blockchain to secure Solana, and the people that hold ADA can be paid Solana as currency. Whereas in this instance, what you're saying is that I could stake, if it's a liquidity pool, I would have to stake pairs. So I could stake USDT or USDC, and I could stake BTC. I could stake it on, I imagine, a different blockchain. Yeah,
you can stake it on anything. So I think it's more of a solution for like exchanges to use Thor chain. So obviously, and then the consumer will then be allowed to use that liquidity pool. But I, from what I can gather, they're kind of like a medium of which you can do any of these liquidity pools.
But it's needed as well. So if you've got a token that's just come out, I don't know, Pepe, it's just come out, and you want liquidity between Pepe and USDC, you don't want to have to spend days or weeks getting a liquidity pool put together for this. So Thor chain, I imagine, would solve that problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it allows for everyone to, it allows for every chain to intertwine with each other in terms of a shared area, like liquidity pools.
Okay.
So it would make it a lot easier for them. Instead of it being limited to certain things, it would just allow for wherever it's being held. Because obviously you've got tokens which are on different exchanges or networks. It would allow for all these tokens, no matter where it is, to be used.
Okay.
In the liquidity pool.
All right.
I thought so. For the first question, and that's kind of when I started to look for the tokens, I kind of wanted to, instead of it being recent news, is it popping off? I wanted it to be something where I think it's going to be a really important thing to look out for. So I think this is extremely important.
All right, and you're going to do some TA for us.
Yeah, but look at the charts now.
Okay, what's the price? Thing is, on a deep dive where we really go into depth on a token, we would look at DEX tools, we'd look at CoinMarketCap, we'd look at circulating supply. We don't have time to do that when we do 3 tokens. No. Brogan's going to go straight into the TA. Yeah. Our advice, as always, is do your own research. And none of these coins that we are reviewing today are sponsored. We're not paid by the token projects themselves. Brogan's opinion and my opinion. Take it away, mister.
Yeah, I'm trying to collapse. There we go. So this one is in comparison. Some of the ones, obviously, I've looked at the week. I've looked long term to see if there's any trends or resistance or supports or previous resistance or supports which could then flip as resistance or supports. Yeah. This one, I don't believe it's quite hard to. I've just moved the one place I wasn't supposed to click. I clicked. I couldn't. I don't think I've drawn anything. It's hard to completely tell. Actually, I can tell if I do object tree. I'm apparently I have 3 horizontal lines. I don't really know where they are. I'm going to try and find them. I'll go back to the week to see if they're interesting. But what I'm going to talk about currently, we're on the 4 hour. It's more of a short-term thing. And what interested me with this was, if you look at the price, we're at $1.61 roughly.
Yep.
And we have a high concentration of volume, and pretty much all volume concentration, the low as value area lows, and the highest point being $1.57, $1.58, and then going on below towards $1.45. These will all be buy orders. And if we look at the flip side of it and look upwards, we can see some points of higher volume in comparison to others.
Yeah.
But on generally, there's not a lot of volume on value area highs for there to be resistance levels.
Just so everyone knows, the volume profile, it shows you the liquidity in a chart. So what Brogan is saying there is that we have a huge number of buy orders at prices below the current, and then we have not so many sell orders above the price. So the volume area profiles just show you where the money is associated with this token. So when Brogan's talking about value area highs, value area lows, the vacuums between the two, that's what he's talking about. That's where are people trying to buy and sell this token. Yeah,
and it's an extremely strong indicator, being as which it's kind of how the market, and because you want to really look at, obviously you've got things which are kind of based off patterns, and patterns are very important as well. But it's always very important to have something which indicates an actual current, what's actually going on, being a tangible statistic, being the buyers and sell orders.
It's difficult as well. There are 500 different indicators that you can show on a chart. So what we have to do is we have to be very picky. So as Brogan's got there, we've got the fib levels, we've got the RSI, and we've got the volume area profile. Other people use other indicators, that's fine. These are the ones that we use, and we're not TA experts, but we can tell you where things are going to go in the market. Should the price move up, it will go here, or come down, it will go here.
Yeah. So we've got high prospects for this token, or I do anyways. It's got an extremely solid base of where we are,
solid support.
A huge solid support. Now we can see it bounce off. So you've obviously got numbers, but you've also got pattern based like Fibonacci. So you can see it bounce off this orange line a couple of times, and it has already done that. So if we can break out, so kind of the prospects are currently, with how I see this going, we can't really go much lower. Not saying we're very low as it is, but we've got huge support, so we can't really go much lower without it coming right back up.
Yeah.
But we've not got a lot stopping us. So once we break out from this orange line, we could either smash through this green or smash straight up to about $1.70.
And what percentage rise would that be? Just to give everyone an idea.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be much stopping it. So we can go up to like about 5%. It depends it depends how much of a run up can occur. But I do know a stopping point in case we see some sort of absolutely, like Marvel team, like I don't know what I'm saying, but in terms of like a huge boost, which doesn't stop it. There's a line I've got to find now. So I just found the long term, and these are when we go to the week, the long term points, which were support. Obviously, when support, we saw that yesterday, and tried to explain that shorter term, that long term, if it was a support, it can turn to resistance at the same time.
Yeah.
So we've gone on about $3. Pretty much exactly. I have started at $8 or $2.86.
What is the actual price of the token?
We're currently at $1.61.
$1.61. So the first target is $2. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me change. I think it was $2.
Or something.
On trackpad.
And what are these kind of like 7-day predictions potentially?
Yeah. I mean, we're on the 4 hours, so these will be a couple of days at least. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to get. I'm using my fingers here, and I'm clicking, and it's really difficult to get a good range. There we go. Let's go here. There we go.
I'm just keeping an eye on chats, by the way, while you're doing this.
Yeah, $1.70. And we've got one. We were at the highest point we were back in on August the 19th, which would be 24 rise. Would be at $2. But say because obviously fib levels. These are resistances and supports. So even if you don't have anything in terms of volume, which you can directly read from, you will see bounces multiple times off fib levels. So we'll have to, even though, like I said, not a lot of volume, we'll have to break out from the fib levels, or this orange one in particular, which is $1.62. But stopping it are what I think are probably the resistance levels in the long term future. Being, I would stick to the $3.
Okay.
I don't know where I've drawn this line. I'm going to delete that.
That's a decent return.
Yeah, and also think about emotional. Like you also made a big point of it being yesterday that there are certain emotional, like imaginary levels being round numbers like $3.
Yeah,
you can see it in like $1,800 or something like that when we're looking at Ethereum.
Yeah,
$1,200. So what it looks like to me is $3 was an emotional barrier we were at when we were really high in this token.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is that the most obvious one right now is Bitcoin. I think we're going to hit $20,000. The massive point of resistance is $30,000. Two absolutely arbitrary numbers that are based solely on people's emotional perceptions. Right now, we need to move on.
Someone's 25 Tokuchu. Sorry, I might have butchered that name. I know they're saying FA, but may I know the token on analysis? Yeah, so this is Thor chain. This is the Rune token. In the top there, you can get it on any platform. I'm not going to say any though. This is the Rune. It's $Rune, wherever you might look for it. But the project itself, Thor chain. We talked about it here. This is Thor chain. It should be on the screen on the side, little sidebar. It's got Thor.
I've just written the names into chat.
Right, yeah. So this is Rune, $Rune. If you want to go look at that. How long was that? I haven't been looking at the time.
No. We're on to the next project now.
Yeah, I know.
We're not doing too bad. We're not as slow as we were a few days ago. The problem is we have an awful lot of information to get through in a very short space of time. We have 45 minutes to do 3 semi-deep dives and TA, 3 articles, intro, and the quiz. So we have a lot to get through. Right, we are now going to do render, I believe.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get it up.
Remember, wherever you are, drop us a comment, drop us a question. This is supposed to be a two-way stream. It's not just me and Brogan sitting in a room talking to ourselves for an hour. Ask anything you want.
Yeah.
There aren't any stupid questions. There are only stupid answers, and we try not to give stupid answers.
As much as we try. We may do sometimes, but we try our best not to.
So I'll let you.
And also remember, no one can tell the future. No one has a crystal ball. No matter how much of an expert you can be at something, you will never be 100%. You will never have a 100% chance of being right about any TA. So if you ever listen to someone, people do get it wrong. And what they normally do is they give 2 ranges, being if it goes up, it'll do this. If it goes down, it'll do this. So definitely fun out.
So you're gonna do Thor now. Sorry, you're gonna do render. Okay. You do that. I'm just gonna
give this little paragraph, and then maybe describe it if it needs any more. Really?
I don't
know because I saw it was on Arweave.
No. Don't worry about me.
Fine. So what is Render? Render is an innovative platform that enables users to contribute their unused GPU power from personal devices to assist in rendering motion graphics and visual effects for various projects. As a result, they receive render tokens, the native utility token of the Render network. By establishing a peer-to-peer network that offers affordable and efficient access to underutilized computational resources, Render streamlines traditional rendering and streaming processes for 3D environments and other visual effects. The Render network addresses I'm not going to talk about that. So basically, it's kind of this huge ecosystem of where if you have a decent GPU and you might let's say you're going to bed or whatever, and you turn your monitor off and your PC's there, you open up their protocol app. And people can go onto there and use the token to if they have something they need strong GPU power that they might not have. You've seen this before with other things like the fetch, where you can do
I was just about to ask you that question.
Yeah. Or if you want to do it officially. Go with the question.
So Singularity, ChainGPT, Fetch, AI projects. If somebody wanted a really high level 3D animated movie being created, is that something where you could use an AI bot on Fetch or Singularity? Actually, it'd be more Singularity than Fetch. So let's say that Singularity offered you the ability to make a 15-minute animated movie. Would you use the render token to produce all of the graphics in the background?
Well, yeah. So with like these AI projects, I mean, some of them are like predefined like AI bots. Like these are one, for example, Singularity, and there's one that's more programmable, like Fetch. I know that might be more for the industry than the consumer, but when it's more, if you make it a bot which made a movie and in the background use this, because when you use their GPUs, it's not so much of a freedom of I'm going to render whatever I want. It's more of I'm going to use their AI model, and they've got translators which translates the data from the weightings, which are like all the information into what you need. But with this one, it's kind of you can kind of render what you need. So if you can go in the background and go, okay, Singularity, I want to make this movie or whatever, and then they went in the background and used their render protocol.
Yeah.
And then used a network of multiple people's GPUs to render this one thing, and then send it back to you. That would be a process which could happen.
Oh, there's a business idea for somebody to create a website that integrates Singularity and render in the background,
Absolutely.
which would then allow
it
you to
compiles it into a package for the user to buy, goes off and buys the tokens that the AI itself goes and buys the tokens off, and then spends it where it needs to be.
So we could render a 1-hour crypto stream.
Sure. I mean, I don't know exactly what the expenses are.
Because I'm sure they'd be far better looking than me, but I don't know if they'd be better looking than you.
No, as I am apparently James Bond or Brad Pitt.
You are the new James Bond. You laugh now.
Right. You never know what happens in 5 years.
No, shaken not stirred.
Exactly.
Say like that. Okay, so
it's a great product.
So this is a GPU. Do you happen to know the market cap of this? Do you want me to find that out?
I haven't. I'm not on current market
cap. I think Render's got a fairly decent market cap. Let me go. I'll bring this up while you bring the chart up.
Yeah, I've got it up there.
All right. I'm going to go. So while you start going through the chart, I'm going to find the.
All right. So what I'm going to. So there's a blaringly obvious thing which I do want to point out, which I like the look of. So we've got, as you may notice, on our volume profile area here, we've got a complete. It's almost textbook to this. You might see this graph on a Bitcoin chart. Yeah. You can probably see it on the board if you turn the camera around. But this is perfect. This you see as well there on the TV. It's beautiful. Oh. You've got a huge value area high, a huge value area low, and a huge vacuum. So I think this is just pretty perfect. So you've got a huge area, and they're equal as well. You couldn't get better than this. You've got huge support on basically the red level of Fibonacci, which is about $1.50, $1.48, and a huge value area high on about $2.05, nearing $2, and a vacuum. So this is support. So as of current, we're not going to go below this red line, but since this is this is the area we need to go through. Like I said, with Fibonacci levels, they still exist. We still need to break through. So there will always still be volume, even though these look like these are great. And in comparison to this area, this might be huge. There are still going to be buy and sell orders or buy orders, wherever it may be, throughout. So you're never going to have a full straight line all the way up to $2.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you're either walking through water or mud. It's kind of like if you've got a huge, if you've got value area high, value low, really close to each other, and you're kind of in the middle, your movement's going to be either really slow or just bouncing between them. It's going to be really impossible. But when you've got this sort of vacuum, it's easy to
the thing is, it sucks the price to the nearest.
Yeah.
If there's a huge buy order on a token, that you've got to remember, where there's no liquidity, there's no orders. All of those orders just get completely consumed within 5 minutes, for example, and you can see a god candle all the way up between the two levels. And then when you get to that level, you suddenly start to see the buy and sell orders then start to appear at that level.
Yeah.
So these huge gaps are really important because the price doesn't normally stick in that gap. It will either shoot up through it on the way up, or it will shoot down.
Yeah, exactly. So you like I said, so you still have two lines here. So there will for example, when we break through the orange level, there will still be, or roughly through the orange level, as you can see, there's still a line there, and this is above, so this will be a sell order. So you still have some sort of resistance. So it's not going to be clear sailing. Once we break out from, and even on the closer area, orange as well, we still have some sell orders just right above it between $5.50, $1.53 and $1.58. So there's still a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
So we can't exactly go break out. But when we do get if we do get past these, like I said, like a buy order, this orange line was kind of give an example of where we can get up to. If I can just find the line.
So in conclusion, what are the 2 or 3 price levels that people should be looking for?
So currently, I mean, where we are now, so $1.48
is where we are now.
We're at $1.51.
Okay.
Or $1.52. $1.48. I mean, looking at the very high, very low, that is the biggest point other than the $2
huge
point.
Support.
Huge support. So unless there's some absolutely turbulence, like a meteor which hit all the servers, it all goes down, like the whole world blows up.
Well, what we always say, remember, is whatever happens to Bitcoin, everything else follows.
Yeah.
So if there is a massive 10% correction in Bitcoin tomorrow, the price predictions that we're giving for Rune are never going to come true, because Rune's likely going to follow Bitcoin down the path. However, if Bitcoin pumps, these are the levels we could see Rune get to. Not Rune, Render.
Render. So yeah, $1.48 support, huge support. I don't see it breaking down. As things are right now, Ceteris Paribus, as all things equal. But if we are on the
nice,
upside,
wasn't it? Wasn't that a nice? That was a good bit of education for you there.
That's A-level economics for you right there.
That's A-level economics.
Yeah. So on the downside, there's not really much. Like I said, Ceteris Paribus, as all things equal, nothing really goes wrong. I don't see it going down below $1.48.
Remember, nothing can go up or down forever.
Exactly. I mean, this is I think this is this. Oh, I forgot. I've drawn another line. I'll get into that. I'll just say that quickly. And on the upside, obviously $2. I did another line here because you've got a huge point at $2. But if you look,
$2 is what, about 33%?
Yeah.
Away, isn't it?
I keep on pressing shift, but it doesn't work. Yeah, about 35%.
Okay.
But I did a line at. Oh, it's frozen. Box there, I can't move it. I did a line at $1.90, about 98 basically, which is 30%, because there are other levels of resistance. So this might be the biggest, the strongest point of resistance. But there are still levels down here, as you can see. So I just want to put them out as the closer range one, which would be more likely. And if the world did blow up, I'm going to point this out quickly. I'm not going to go to the week. There was a long-term support level of 38, about 39 cents, 38 cents. So, just to point that out, if we do see ourselves, if we slip, break the glass below us, and we fall all the way down, whatever happens, 38 cents seem to be a consistent short-term or a consistent long-term support level.
All right. Okay. Now we are going to have to move on to the last one, which is Arweave.
How are we doing for time? How long have I spent?
You are not doing too badly. You're a little bit behind. We've got 15 minutes left to do one art. Yeah, it's not.
We need to do 3 articles.
We've got to do 3 articles. One of which is the Death Cross, which I want to talk about.
We'll do that one then.
So what we could probably do is skim over Mystic Vitalik, but I do want to go through. Now,
how's our numbers?
Don't know yet. I'll have a look. This is the headline of the day. So he's called Soldier Boy, and the title is Soldiering On.
Oh, I thought are we going on to that now, or are we doing the army? You're pointing that out.
I'm just telling you what's coming up in the show. I'm giving people the future of the show. Right, I've just dropped another box. So if you want to crack on with Arweave.
Right, well, you've heard of, is it IPFS?
Yeah, IPFS, yeah.
I think that's the project. So IPFS, I think, was the biggest one. Or it's been the big dog of all this time in blockchain-based Web3 storage solutions. Then you had Filecoin with their project. File, I'm not sure, I can't remember what that was called, but that was kind of the same idea. But I did want to point this one out. It's a new one, and these are always needed. Storage-based solutions. People are always going to need storage, especially when it's in Web3 and secured like this one is. Anyway, meet Arweave, permanent information storage. The Arweave network. Okay.
Carry on. I just thought I'd show you.
The Arweave network is like Bitcoin but for data, a permanent and decentralized web inside an open ledger. Permanent storage has many applications, from the preservation of humanity's most important data to the hosting of truly decentralized and provably proverbially neutral web apps. The Arweave protocol is stable, mature, and widely adopted. As such, its ecosystem is fully decentralized. The site is just the tip of the iceberg. It acts as a map that points to places you can learn about, use, and build on Arweave. So it is a storage solution, but you can see there are save file. So basically, it's a file system where other projects or other websites can be used to access the information online. So you can see, so you've got this one on Accord. It's kind of like the OneDrive of the blockchain. And then you've got other ones here. Arweave events, they've got their own event little system. You've got to scroll down. Podcast Permanent Web Pioneers, so it seems like there's a podcast system where you can store there. I don't know if this is stored within the nodes, because nodes are kind of basically just systems throughout, and it's very decentralized. And I think this has been going for quite a while, so it's going to be, what's it called? It's going to be mature enough to have a lot of places to store. So it's not just going to be like it's on one computer.
So this is basically a decentralized storeroom for files.
Yeah, and so you've got consumer-based one where it looks like Accord. I'm not going to click it because it's going to take us away. So
is this a smaller version of Filecoin then? Because Filecoin's the same thing.
I believe so. I'm not sure about the scale in terms of how great they are in comparison to each other, because I haven't looked at both of them in detail. But so you've got Accord.com, and I think there's kind of like an API-based system, so not all the information is freely available. To anybody. You can't just look at everyone's information like that. So there are obviously keys and stuff you need. So these websites can communicate without it being unsecure on the consumer's end.
Yeah.
But for consumers, you've got Accord.com, which is kind of like the OneDrive, kind of like where you can store anything you want. So an individual can use that. Make your homepage on the Perm Web. So how you had like MySpace.
Yeah.
You kind of got that type of system where you have your own page of whatever you want on it. But blockchain based.
On. Oh, there's another blockchain. It's not. We looked at them. There's another blockchain that had all of the different social media applications available on it. Do you remember you could have your own homepage? It had its own version of Twitter.
Right.
What was the name of that blockchain? We looked at them 9 months ago. So what they'd done is they'd basically replicated all the social media out there.
Right.
But put it on the blockchain and allowed you to do it. For the life of me, I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter anyway. But anyway, this sounds so basically.
I'm going to open chat now.
I wasn't about to say this. Now I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I've got an idea of what Arweave is, and I think everybody else does.
Have I just? Oh, crazy. I drew a 1 week long-term thing, and it's actually sat directly on a thingamajig for Fibonacci. All right, so this one, the prospects of this aren't as what do I say? As high as the other two. So the other two, you had either huge support, and you saw that with Rune and Thor chain. We had an extremely strong support, but really nothing in the resistance levels.
Yep.
AKA meaning we could absolutely just skyrocket, and it has been rocketing. We've seen the past. Every time I've seen to go on to CoinMarketCap, we've always seen it be never really seen it go negative, really. And then with Render, with their token, you obviously had like a textbook looking thing, where it had huge support and huge resistance in two areas, so it wasn't gonna fall really hard, and it was never gonna, because we were at support, so it was never gonna fall really hard, but it could only really go up. This is kind of a different story. We have, it's not like it's gonna die. But yeah, I can say that word. It's not like it's gonna fall off and never cease to exist, but from where we are now, we're at $4.01. We're at $4, but looking at where we were, actually, you know what? Let me just go to.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't a technical question. What do the following coins all have in common? Link, the Graph, Quant, Filecoin, Arweave. What do they all have in common? And it's not a trick question.
Link, the Graph, what?
Link, Chainlink, the Graph, Quant, Filecoin, Arweave. What do they all have in common? I'm not expecting you to give me the answer either.
I don't know.
They are all incredibly boring projects.
Right.
So you've got oracles, you've got data management, you've got data storage, you have interoperability tokens. None of these are sexy. None of them are Solana with NFTs, Cardano with NFTs, Ethereum. They're not
Rendering
Bitcoin.
with AI.
Exactly, right? They're not sexy tokens.
Right.
So what tends to happen with non-sexy tokens is they're non-sexy, but then they're going to have the day in the sunshine, the day in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So as well as what you're doing now, what I would say is there's nothing to attract people to data storage.
No,
right.
That's true.
What happens if Google comes out tomorrow and issues a decentralized data storage project? It would completely blow Arweave out of the water and Filecoin and everything else.
Right.
So the issue that you've got, you have huge potential competition, and it's not a sexy project. You know, forget the Google thing. The fact it's not sexy means that most people stay away from these things. Filecoin, file storage, data storage, it's not.
Most people don't care.
No, exactly. And when you look at the problem is when you look at the charts, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There's no buy pressure, which means there's constant sell pressure, which means the price is falling. It's going to get to the point where people are going to release articles saying the blockchain is running out of storage space. The blockchains need more storage space. And then Filecoin and Arweave are going to come along and the price is going to absolutely pump beyond belief. Is that going to happen anytime soon? No. So what you're seeing now, the same with Graph. Graph is an amazing project. But guess what? The price is in because nobody wants it because it's boring. And you know, it's not nice to call a project boring because most projects aren't boring. They're going to change the world. What I mean by boring, I mean from the perspective of somebody who's come to crypto and wants to invest in cool things. It's boring. Yeah. Like you were saying, if you said to someone, do you want to invest in Rune, Render,
AI,
or Arweave?
Or cross blockchain network liquidity pools. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Or like, a peer-to-peer rendering GPU shared experience.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Who goes into McDonald's and buys the salad? Nobody, right? So you go into the crypto warehouse shop, yeah, and the T-shirt in the corner has got Arweave on it, and it's got a picture of a file icon from Windows 95. You're going to buy it? No,
yes,
you're not.
No one really does care.
Nobody cares.
That's true. Like you said, with the Google, aspect, where it being, if Google did bring, obviously, like I said, buying a hard drive is pretty cheap, and obviously, I know it's not online, and I think the biggest aspect of it being online, but a lot of, and you learn this if you did computer science level. When you talk about in like exams, or when you talk about the aspects of online storage, one of the concerns they do say, I suppose, is if it does go down, or the privacy concerns of it, how secure it is. Well, this is decentralized, no one can really access your data, and it's shared within multiple nodes, where it being, if a couple go down, there are still, more to confirm their data, and,
The other problem is, how does the data, because obviously we're talking about storage, how does that vast amount of data become so decentralized? Because over time, you're going to need terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data storage around this chain,
and there might
you?
be institutional-based things which might come in and have their own base, which would make it less decentralized. I mean, you might see that with institutional, okay, we're going to have 20 servers with all these terabytes.
I mean, for example, you could get the universities. All the universities around the world could adopt Arweave, couldn't they? And they could store all of the data from every university in the world. They could store them all across a decentralized blockchain. So there are solutions out there, but like I say, it's just not sexy, is it?
No, I mean, and there are a lot of, simpler solutions. If you're happy with the management of, let's say, OneDrive, obviously, if you've got a big person like Microsoft or anything like that, they're not really good at they're not gonna look at your stuff. But if you do, I mean, they've probably got some algorithm which splits off files into different, like a head and a tail, and splits it off into, multiple fractions.
Yeah.
And it numbers it 1 to 64, and it reconcatenates it all and it gives it back to you. So there are methods of it where then, therefore, if there is a node which can access its own data, it'll only have a 64th of the data. With it being encrypted already, it's basically completely useless without it being a part of its whole family. So there probably are methods of it being, fractionalized like that.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, there are solutions, but it is just a foundational type of thing.
We have run out of time.
Okay, so what I'll say really quickly, there was a long-term support at what is that? That's $8.24, which now can turn to resistance, even though will we even reach there anymore? Coming back down. I need to go back to the 4-hour. Go really quickly. There's not high aspects for this, to be honest.
The thing is, if you're putting in lower lows or a long-term decline, there really isn't an awful lot to say about it.
So we've got two sell parts, which are the highest you'll see on the chart. There's literally no point looking above the red area. The most we'll do in the future, I see, is going between about $4.40 and $3.80.
Yeah.
And shorter term, it'll be between $3.80 and $4.15.
Right. Perfect. I'm not going to buy Arweave. That's not financial advice.
No. The other two, though.
Yeah, are worth looking at.
Big aspects.
Good morning to Murder Wizard. Good morning to Crypto J. And good morning to Web3 Superstar. Thank you all for joining us on this.
Oh, I forgot that platform had
this lovely, I don't know what you want to call it. What kind of day is it today? We're going to have a storm today. We might have rain.
I hope it rains.
We hope it rains because we are fed up of the heat. It was 25 degrees last night. Now we are on to talk about the Death Cross, which is coming up. The Death Cross sounds worse than it is. If you believe in tarot, you will know that death does not signify death. It can also signify birth. So Brogan's going to take us through what Ben Cowan, who has been a perma-bear for what feels like 20 years, the last few years, he's literally Victor Meldrew. For anyone in the UK who's watching this, who knows who Victor Meldrew is, that is Ben Cowan over the last 6 months. He's been miserable, boring, talking about Ethereum dying, alts dying, everything dying, bleeding against Bitcoin. And Brogan's now going to tell us the next installment of what Ben Cowan thinks is going to happen, which I do believe. But let me guess, he's going to talk about the price pumping up, hitting the bull market support band and coming crashing down. He's going to talk about it being a fake out, to liquidate the shorts. That's just my guess. What does Ben Cowan have to say for himself?
Well, I'd rather be negative and be surprised than be positive and be upset. I'll stick with him then. Bitcoin printing fake out rally into
what a surprise, Ben Cowan! Change the tune!
Says top crypto analyst Benjamin Cowan. They are his targets. Wabbit Lynn says, hello, it's been a long time. Hello. Is he regular? Was he regular? Has he been on before? Well, I can't hold on, what's going on?
The problem with Ben Cowan is, it's like, he's just so flaming miserable. He sits there in his empty room, he picks the emptiest room in the house and does nothing but bemoan crypto because we're in the bear market. But and then we'll get to the bull market, Brogan, and he'll do, hang on guys, whoa, let's not get carried away. And it's gone up 4x. Doesn't matter. Don't get carried away.
You're gonna lose.
He's got, you know what he's got? He's got crypto PTSD. That's what he's got. Anyway, I'll let you get on with the article. Right. So it's a fake out, is it, Ben?
Crypto strategist Benjamin Cowan says that Bitcoin will experience brief moments of bullishness even as the overall trend remains bearish. Cowan tells his huge number of YouTube subscribers, which we're slowly catching up on, by the way.
We can't mention that word. He's done it again.
It's
46 minutes. 46 minutes into the stream.
It's been a good run of me not saying anything.
You know what I need? I need a super soaker. If we've got any fans out there that want to send me a super soaker, every time he mentions the B word or the Y word, I get to shoot him at 60 pounds of pressure per second in the head with a water cannon. Take it away, Rogan.
Is 700 and whatever people subscribers that after his Death Cross formed earlier this week, the flagship crypto assets could still witness occasional rallies. The Death Cross occurs when the 50-day moving average crosses below the 200-day moving average. The widely followed crypto analyst says that Bitcoin's bounce earlier this week at about 7% from 3-month low from around $25,000. 26.5 is one such rally.
Can I just tell you one thing? I'm actually in complete agreement with him, and so is Marlene. What have we been saying, Marlene, now for the last 3 or 4 weeks? No, I'm talking to her in case she watches it on catch up. So what myself and Marlene, so Marlene is one of our viewers, and Marlene is one of these people who does not have faith in her own ability, and she is an expert trader.
You get her on.
And will be, we do. She's going to be an expert trader. She just needs more confidence. And we've been saying that we're going to push up to the bull market support band, which is at 27,000. We're not going to get the chart up, we haven't got time. We go at 27,000, and then we're going to come crashing down to 23 or 20. Then we're off to 30,000-ish by December. That's our plan, and we're not experts. Do your own research, not financial advice. But I actually agree with Ben Cowan. I take it all back, Ben. I take it all back. You're not a perma bear, but you do look a lot like Victor Meldrew. Do me a favour, after this, bring up a picture of Victor Meldrew.
My certain comment section on a certain platform just they don't seem to know how to go. This sort of the typical death cross rally has materialized, and from here I guess we'll just see what sort of terrible daily huddle. This is disappointing. Oh, maybe he stood. Come on, guys, really? From here I guess we'll just see what sort of move it has in store, and it could be any number of things. No, I did not get a terrible score in my English ECC. It was the quote itself. Okay, it's not my fault. I'm just saying it word for word. I didn't want to get anything wrong.
The reason that Brogan is perfect for James Bond is not only has he got the looks, but he's also got, he's 6'4", so he's taller than Henry Cavill, right? And he's intelligent. He's got his qualifications. He's got maths. He's got computer science. He's got economics. He's got all the things you need to be James Bond. So I'm pushing for a Brogan Bond in 2030.
Do it. Absolutely.
You know what? We're so
this is
far.
why I'm here and not in university in a dorm room right now.
You know what's
making
happened?
noodles.
Our rally car has not only left the track, it's gone into a completely different race. We're now on a Formula 1 track. So what's Ben got to say? Has he got anything else to say?
There are 3 scenarios that could play out after the Death Cross rally, and this includes Bitcoin continuing to go up by 12% from the current level. You can make the case that Bitcoin sort of just fades around these levels, around 60.
That's 30,000.
Around 26,700, and then goes back down to below 24,500. Perhaps it goes up to that 50-day moving average near where this move was back over.
You know what the problem is? Right? No, forget the guy. The guy writing the article is being confused by Ben. So he's like paraphrasing this article as he's writing it. And Ben's going, because Ben does this. But Ben's brilliant. Ben, we say it can go up or down. Ben doesn't do that. Ben can go, it'll go up and up, it'll go up and down, it'll go down and up, or it'll go down and down. And it gives you like multiple scenarios.
Just like long and short, close your eyes.
But the thing is, he's always right. Even though he gives you so many different scenarios, he's always right.
No, it's because he gives you so many scenarios, he's right. It could go up and then up again, or he says everything. It's like, it could move. It's like saying it could move.
It is. The sun's going to come up tomorrow. I'm right.
Oh, look at that. You should listen to me more. It's like, what's it called? The confirmation bias.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, oh yeah, the sun's, you know, the sun is a circle.
Yeah.
And then like space is vast.
Yeah.
And you know, I have 6 fingers.
Do you know we found all the water under the Earth's crust?
Yeah.
They found something like 3 or 4 times the amount of water on the Earth, in the Earth.
That where the lizards living.
Lizards.
Hollow Earth.
That is. Right, let's move on. We're not going to do Vitalik, Mystic Vitalik. We're going to talk. We're going to soldier on, Brogan.
Is that his graph? Is this Benjamin? Is that his graph himself?
Yeah, this is. But we're going to skip on from that now. We haven't got any time. It's 11:51. We should be on the quiz 6 minutes ago. So, first of all, tell me one thing. Soldier Boy, is he the person that welds metal together, or is he in the army?
That's him.
Is he a Yeti?
Look, he's right there. Look, see? Oh, crank that. Is he?
Go on, give me a bar.
No, I'm not doing it.
Spit a bar.
I'm not doing a single thing.
Drop a bar. Go to the bar. You can go to the bar now. You're 18.
I'm alright.
I'd go to the bar right now. Right, what has Soldier Boy done? What does he do? Is he a rapper?
Yep.
Where's he from?
I don't know what he does anymore actually. Where's he from?
Is he American?
Yeah.
He's an American rapper.
So he could be from America.
And what did he do?
Crank that.
No. What's he done in the article?
Oh, right. I think SEC hunts. Oh.
Gary Gensler's going after rappers, right? It's one thing going after geeks and nerds, Gary, because they're not going to fight back. But if you start to go after rappers, my friend, you might end up... What's that guy that disappeared? You might... Fat lad. The big one. Chunky one. Come on.
Juice WRLD.
Who?
Juice WRLD.
No, the old one. The OG guy. The OG guy that's no longer with us.
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls. Gary Gensler's going to end up like Biggie Smalls if he starts... No, that's him. If you start messing with rappers, my friend, you might be a lizard, but they will skin you alive.
SEC hunts, finds... What? It's like mouth vomit. It's or like words like connection of... No, not connection.
You know when we do our own stuff with TA and we review projects, we never have these problems. But then we read these articles written by 4-year-olds.
Gizmodo, who the hell? You know what? Kevin Hurler. I'm calling you out now.
Kevin Hurler.
I know you're watching as well. Sort yourself out.
Sort yourself out. I'm with him. I'm with Bond.
Hunts finds Austin Mahone and Soulja Boy over crypto promotion. Two formerly chart-topping musicians. Oh, he's apparently a musician as well. Are facing fines from the SEC after pushing Tronix crypto without disclosing they'd been paid.
Tronix.
Is there like a key
Would you ask Winona Ryder what the problem was with your car? No, you wouldn't, would you? Would you go to The Rock to buy your groceries? No, you wouldn't. Would you listen to somebody called Soulja Boy to buy your crypto? No, you wouldn't. Maybe Soulja Boy were the kind of person you go to see to about spitting bars. But what does he know about crypto?
I'll listen to Snoop Dogg.
Because Snoop Dogg
has
been in NFTs for about 7 years now. He's an expert. So Soulja Boy's given advice to people to buy something that's a scam. Him and some other guy, yeah?
Yep.
How much have they been fined? Does it say? I'm already bored of this article as well. I've got no time for NFTs or rappers or endorsements.
What was that? Mahone reportedly has a year to pay the SEC $7.5K.
$7,500.
It's felt like going after the big bucks. We're really getting on this one.
If you're American, do not vote Gary Gensler's team behind him back into power, because you have ended up with a criminal in charge of the SEC. So, fine. All I will say, and this is financial advice, don't listen to anybody on the internet to do with anything. Do your own research. If a rapper tells you to buy a coin, what was that other one? Kylie Jenner, was it? Kylie Jenner tells you to buy a coin, wasn't it?
It was the other one.
I don't know.
She got fined. It was on Instagram.
A ridiculous fine, yeah. Don't listen to them. They're not helping you. All you need to do is go and buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, buy Solana, buy Cardano, buy XRP, buy proper tokens, keep them on exchanges, and ignore everything. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to your family. Don't listen to us either. Take our advice and go and do your own research. That's the point of crypto. Don't listen to some stupid rapper.
Yes.
Are we done? Are we on to the quiz?
I'm on the big max.
Am I still called Mr. Naughty?
Yeah.
Is that my rapper name?
I'm waiting till Marlene.
Is that my rapper name?
Mr. Naughty.
Mr. Naughty. Right. So if you are new here, thank you for joining us. All we would ask you to do is please like and subscribe to the channel. Help us by letting us know you're a fan. Hit the like button. Do whatever you press every button apart from the off button.
Yep.
And now we have a little bit of fun. At the end of the show, we ask some crypto related questions. They're only easy if you know the answer. This isn't to try and catch you out. Or if you're iced tea, copy the answer off somebody else like a naughty schoolboy in his GCSE maths exam. So now we're going to get on to the quiz questions. Do you have any quiz questions you want to ask Brogan? I'm going to start.
No, just I said bye.
Who said that?
Kakoi Bisaya mustn't like the quiz. See ya.
We are back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Not 11 a.m. We're back tomorrow at 1 p.m. So.
And why is that?
2 hours later. just because people need to be places.
Yeah.
So we don't need to cover that. Right, first question for you. These are meant to be easy. They are not meant to be hard. They are not meant to trick you. All you have to do is put the answer into chat and we will give you a shout out. First question, Brogan, for you. Is Bitcoin proof of work or proof of stake? Put POW or POS into chat. You don't know. You knew the answers last night.
I was yeah.
You just refused to give the answers. Is that because you don't want to help people?
No, it's because I don't.
Why am I Mr. Naughty and why are you crypto degen?
Huh?
Why are you a crypto degen?
Oh no, I need to change it. I need to think something better. What should I change it to?
I don't know. Anything you want really. Keep it at Mr. Naughty if you want. I don't mind.
No, that's yours. I mean, what should I change mine to? Mine too. Oh yeah.
Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond. I was literally about to do it.
Just call yourself Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
Mr. Bond, I presume. I could do my Sean Connery. I could do the entire show as Sean Connery. No. But then again, the problem with that is the ladies would not be able to resist me, and that would cause a problem. It would.
Yep.
So, there's an appalling number of people that have got this right, Brogan. We've only got 24 correct answers.
Guys. Can't put both.
The answer is proof of work. Bitcoin is proof of work. There are miners around the world that are solving very complex mathematical equations to add the blocks to the blockchain. In return, they get paid the block reward in Bitcoin. In May next year, that reward is being halved. That's what the halving is. There you go.
What sort of questions are the mines doing? Like, just do.
Probably 150 trillion times harder than the question you just asked me.
That's pretty hard for the miners.
Well, they're not the miners with pickaxes.
Like 7-year-olds.
They're not those kind of miners.
Oh.
They're not mining cobalt. They're not mining cobalt. It's loud in this room. A migraine. Right. It's more difficult. Okay, so next question, again very simple, but only if you know the answer. What is the native token of the Tron blockchain? What is the native token of the Tron blockchain? Put the 3-character name into chat and you will get it right. You keeping an eye on the chats?
Yep.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on other chats.
See the other one as well.
Can you?
Y.
Okay. What is the name of the native token of Tron? The Tron blockchain. 3-digit answer. Quite a few of you getting this right. What tends to happen with this quiz is we start off with a few easy questions and nobody guesses them. Like we get 22, 23 people, something like 20, whatever. By the end of the quiz, we're normally getting 60, 70 correct answers. I think what happens is everybody who's watching us sleeps through our TA and they learn it via osmosis.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sleeping on the book.
So maybe asleep isn't the right word. Maybe in there some kind of like stasis where we're just dropping the information. So a few of you got that right. The answer is the TRX token, the Tron token, TRX token. Congratulations, Chevy, Gabby, Eagle Wings, you are all correct. TRX is the answer. Now, for an easy one. Brogan loves this question. The answer, the question, sorry, is who is the owner, or the surname, sorry, of the owner of X?
Oh, that's right.
The name of the owner of X. Tell you what though, I will say something. I said it last night and I said it the day before. there are so many less people now than there were 3 weeks ago. Now, it could be the kids are back at school. That's a possibility.
Very true.
Kids are back at school. But I think it's because of the shakeout. We've had 2 more shakeouts, and I think it's just got rid of so many people.
Yeah.
There's so many less people now than there were. I mean, on some days, 50% less. And it's a lot less. Waiting 17 seconds left. Who is the owner of X? Very simple question. Wherever you are, feel free to answer the question. That was better that time. We've had 33 correct answers. 34 correct answers. Better, isn't it? Started on 22, up to 34. Chevy, congratulations. NLT, Royal, Hamza, Eagle Wings. Uno Diatanti. Now that's a name and a half. That is a cracking name, sir. Right. Next. You want to ask a question? You want to ask some questions?
After the predefined.
Right, one of these just.
I'll say something random.
Are you going to ask crypto-related questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now this is a tricky question, so I'm going to only give out 20 gifts. This is the chicken quiz question. If you know the answer, you only put the answer within probably the last 10 or 15 seconds of the quiz question. That way, nobody else can steal your answer. So, what is the first name of the founder of Solana? The first name of the founder of Solana. Do you know the answer, Brogan?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to really catch everybody out. We have asked this question before. You know what? Not as one of our is in here. I've not seen anybody.
Toy boxes.
I've not seen Toybox answer a question yet.
Oh, you mean answer? Right. I've seen comments from.
I've not seen. There's no Marlene, Adil, Tariq. There's nobody today. This is what I'm saying about. What happens is, crypto goes through these periods of lethargy.
Yeah.
That's not the actual term that you use for people, is it? It's not lethargy. It's something else. Like where they're just not bothered about it. Like lethargy, like non-plus. That. 20 correct answers. It is, of course, Anatoly. Now, do we want to ask any more quiz questions, or should we call it a day?
I mean, it's feeling pretty dry.
Actually, there is one thing you need to bring up on the screen.
Photo.
Nobody's here to listen to this big news.
We wanted to make sure we got us at the end to make sure.
So,
maximum amount of people.
First of all, a big thank you to everybody that's here. I do miss the fact that we haven't got our regulars here today. Just realised something.
Or the majority. What?
So, what we will do, because the regulars aren't in here, we will do the announcement tomorrow. And tomorrow, Brogan, you could join me again tomorrow, couldn't you? Join me again tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. So make sure, wherever you are, like, follow, press the love heart, drop us a message, the usual things. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, we try and keep these shows to about an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. So we're at an hour and 5 minutes or so now. So thank you for listening to us. We have a big meeting after the show. Thanks for watching. We will see you all in the morning. No, we'll see you all in the afternoon.
Check the description. wherever you're watching or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Click the link. No.
We'll see you all tomorrow afternoon.
Click the link. Lots of T ended there, very important. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully something was very important or very useful to you. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.